Hello and welcome back to the Diary of a Dreamer. I'm your host Julia.
And I'm Anni, and we're so excited you're back here for another episode. Welcome to the Diary of a Dreamer, where magic meets creativity.
We are two small-town artists with big city dreams, sharing our journey as we bring our stories to life and turn our visions into reality.
Ready to dream with us?
Today we're diving into the topic of morning routines and how they can help you set you up for success.
And also we're talking a bit about the Tony Robbins seminar.
We attended the Unleash the Power Within seminar, a virtual seminar by Tony Robbins. It was 4 days long.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 10 hours each day.
Yeah, but before we get into it, Julia, what movie or series did you last watch?
So I last watched a show from the early 2000s, which is OC California.
Okay, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it either.
What is it called? What's the first
OC
word?
California.
You're gonna have to tell me something about it because I don't know anything about it. I've never heard of it before you told me.
Yeah, I mean I heard about it a lot online. I think the show's from like 2003 or something. And it's set in California, as the name says. And we all know the title song.
We do?
California, here we come.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the song that plays in the intro.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I love that song.
That's the only reason you're watching it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I started watching it because I miss California, even though I was there like a few months ago. But I want to go back. So yeah, that's why I started the series. Also because I saw a lot of TikTok edits where they like ship the couples.
Okay, so what is it about? Is it like Virgin River and they're just living their lives in California, or what is it?
I just watched like 3 or 4 episodes yet, so I don't know that much yet. But it's basically about like this teenage dude who's very troubled or who had like a rough upcoming, and he's basically taken in by this wealthy family. I think they live in Newport Beach. Yeah, and I mean I have watched only like 3 or 4 episodes, so I don't really know what's going on. But I feel like it's mainly about like their lives and everything and like drama. It's like they're like teenagers, wealthy families, California, high school, love, romance, drama. Like I think that's basically the plot.
So it's like in the same category as Virgin River and like Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, I mean it's like the typical 2000 series. I mean it's like the
more
2010
like
series, like Pretty Little Lies and everything. Like you kind of have like, I don't know, it feels like 10 seasons.
Oh, okay.
20 episodes each. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's one of these shows.
One of those.
One of those shows. I haven't looked it up. I don't know
it's
what.
One of those.
How many?
Okay.
How many episodes it has?
And how do you like it so far?
I think it's really cool. I mean, I love hearing the intro.
Yeah, of course.
And I love seeing like snippets of California because I've been to many places where they filmed without knowing it because I haven't watched the show before. But it's just cool to see. And I want to know why they ship all those couples on TikTok.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the show aired like 20 years ago, but I still see TikTok edits.
Yeah, I mean, shippers sometimes don't need a reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, the most hidden movie, like, one that isn't anyone streaming or something, has, like, a huge fan base.
And I know that the series is extremely popular.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really popular.
Do you think you're going to finish the series completely, or what's your vibe right now?
I think it will take a lot of time because usually I don't have that much time to watch a show or a movie because oftentimes I rather read in the evening instead of watching a show. So it would probably take a lot of time for me because I feel like there are a lot of seasons. I don't remember. I think like maybe 7 or 8. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. So I think it will take a lot of time for me to finish the show. But I feel like it's one of those shows that you can watch just one episode at a time. Like you don't feel like in a hurry or you don't feel like you have to watch it like all at once. It's like something you can watch in the evening when you want to relax.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds nice.
What did you watch?
Yeah, so I watched Adolescence, actually. I haven't seen the last episode, but I've seen... Wait, I'm on the last episode. That's where I'm at. I saw it on Netflix and it was... I recognized the name from like TikTok and anywhere. And so I gave it a try and I'm obsessed with how they filmed it. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so well made. And because it's only 4 episodes, I think everyone should watch it.
Just 4 episodes, but they're long, right?
Yeah, they're 1 hour and they're all one take. I don't know if there are cuts in there. I'm not sure, but it's at least supposed to be like one take. and I think they shot like every episode like 10 times or something. And I think it's just incredibly well made, like from the whole team, but also like the actors, they have to act like the whole time. And every time we're on a scene and we're just like maybe seeing the policeman or something, I'm like, what's going on in the background right now? My head is they're thinking the whole time they're probably running around and like setting up new stuff, and also they can film another scene or something. And I think it's so cool. I also really like the message because it's important.
What is the show about for anyone that doesn't know it?
So I think it's hard to say without spoiling it. But it's essentially about this whole Andrew Tate thing and how it affected young boys and their views on girls and women. And in the first episode, we see that a young boy is getting arrested on a suspicion of murder. And that's basically what the whole show's about. And it also focuses on what this situation does with like the family and all the other people and like the therapist and all of that. And yeah, I think it's really well made. I also think the actor who plays the young boy who gets arrested is incredible because, as far as I know, it's the first time he's acting and he's doing it really well, and especially because it's like one shot or one take.
Yeah, I mean, you showed me some scenes yesterday. Mm-hmm. I think they were looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think you should definitely watch it.
Yeah, I put it on my list, but as I already said, I don't have enough time to watch all those shows.
Yeah, it's 4 hours.
And so I already committed to one. That will take me some time.
Yeah, it's also definitely filmed differently than anything else I've seen recently, because the way they shot it, because of this one take, they want you to be engaged. And it's, in my opinion, it's not something you can watch while you're on your phone. Like, you have to keep your eyes on the screen.
Yeah. So it's not a show I can watch to relax in the evening.
No, I don't think so, because you're going to miss some things. I think not like they're not like hidden things or something, but the way they're acting and all of that, it's so incredible. And I think it's important to keep your eyes on the screen and just watch it in full.
Yeah, you won't get the full experience,
right,
if you're not really engaged and on your phone. Okay.
A movie I've recently watched is Little Italy, because I wanted something a bit more lighthearted in between adolescence, probably. And yet you told me you didn't see it yet.
I don't think I have seen it. I think I saw like the cover on Netflix.
Yeah, it's kind of like so it's with the actors from like it's Anakin Skywalker and the girl from Holiday. And
Emma Roberts.
And I think, are people going to hate me because I said the guy who played Anakin Skywalker? Should I have said the full name? Hayden Christensen.
You can say the full name.
But yeah, it's kind of like between a cute romance and like a trashy holiday movie. And I think
sounds perfect.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of, that's a movie you can watch while you're on your phone, I guess.
Okay, then I have to watch this one.
Yeah.
Because I need more romance movies.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
Was it good?
I'd watch it again if you'd want to watch it.
Yeah, okay, then we can watch it. I mean, if it has like the holiday vibe, then
it does.
Then I will definitely like it.
It's not as bad.
Holiday is not bad. It's just the perfect kind of trashy Christmas movie.
Okay, it's not as trashy, but it's getting there. Like,
sounds awesome.
It's the same vibe,
That's
I guess.
Exactly what I need to watch.
Okay. Especially in the beginning, like the intro of the movie, the two love interests are doing a voiceover. So you definitely know what you're getting into when they're just talking about what happened and backstory and all of that. And they're just like talking with each other in kind of like a flirty way and kind of teasing and all of that. A little bit like a 2000 movie, like they start sometimes.
But how old is the movie? I think maybe a couple of years, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
But not too old, right?
I guess it was filmed after Star Wars because he's a bit older. I'm guessing like 2010s.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
That's already 15 years, so maybe it's a bit older.
Don't say that. Don't say no.
I thought like
I don't like that.
Maybe like 5 years old or something.
For me, 2010 was 5 years ago, so don't say that.
Yeah, that's what I also think.
So scary.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, no. Okay, so I guess now's the perfect time to start getting into the topic. And we're going to start with Tony Robbins, the Unleash the Power Within event. And what did you think about it?
This event is for people that have enough money on their bank account so that they can spend it and they are not depending on that money, because it's still a lot of money for for an event.
Yeah.
And I think it's for people that want to have like that extra push. So if you're already like for going after your dreams and you just maybe need that motivation, or you want to learn a little bit more, then that event is great. And if you have that extra money, we actually don't need all of those seminars. In the end, we already have everything we need within us, which is basically what the event was all about. You already have everything within you. And I know that if you can attend an event like this, then that's awesome, because I think it helped us a lot.
Yeah.
But you don't need to spend your money if you don't have that money.
Yeah, so my recommendation is I think everyone should participate in a free summit event.
Definitely. The free summit event
that was life-changing.
All life, yes.
Yeah. I think only the people who have the resources, the time, and who want to should participate in an Unleash the Power Within event. Like if you have a business or something, then that's maybe something for you. But like for the normal person, you are going to get a lot out of the free event. You are already getting a lot from the videos Tony has on his YouTube channel. And you're getting a lot on this podcast as well. So I think all of the stuff you're going to find in the Unleash the Power Within event, you are going to find it somewhere else as well. But in the event, it's like combined in one place.
Yeah, I feel like the event is for the people who already know what they want to achieve. Like they have like this big goal. They already know that what they want in life. So if you're maybe...
I think it's also good for motivation and for limiting beliefs. Like if you know there's something limiting you and you need a push and you need to speak with other people and you need the community, then that's great also.
Yeah, I mean, if you know what you want to work on, you have a limiting belief, or you have like a big goal, then the event will definitely help you.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go into the event without knowing first what I want to achieve. Like then you will probably waste your money.
Yeah. So I think really you are getting a lot on a free event and on a YouTube channel. So the Unleash the Power event is just
it's a cherry on the top.
It's an expensive bonus.
Yeah, it's an expensive bonus, and if you have the money, you can definitely do it.
Yeah, I mean, still, I'm glad we participated.
I mean, we talked about a lot of negatives, but the positives, like just the third day by its own was enough for me to say, okay, it was worth it to attend it.
And I mean, we are going to get into why we think it was worth it, still, even though we had a few negatives that we didn't like. Joseph gave us the ultimate success formula, which is just know your outcome, because clarity is power. Don't look at what you don't want, know what you do want. I think, of course, that's the first step. You have to know what you want. You have to know where you're going, because otherwise you're not going to reach a place.
Yeah.
And that's also like a quote Tony said, the road to somewhere leads to a town called nowhere.
Yeah,
which I thought was fun. The second step of the success formula is know your reasons why, and why is it a must.
Yeah, if you don't have a really strong reason why, then you won't go after it.
Yeah.
Because you need a reason why to get yourself out of bed every day and to do your actions. Because if you don't have a why, then you will just work whenever you feel inspired or motivated, but that doesn't last long.
And I always thought, like, I knew that people say you need a why, but like I never really taken it that seriously, where I was like, a why, money, maybe, I don't know. But I think really having a strong and clear why is really important. Like you need a strong reason and really strong motive on why it matters to you, and the how and all of that comes second. The why must come first. And then the third step is to take massive action. You also need to know what you're getting. So look at your results and check in and just see what results you're getting from your actions, and if you need to maybe change your approach or just keep going the way you are because you're already doing perfect. Like that's all you need for success. Like know what you want as your outcome, know your reasons why, take action, know what you're getting and look at your results, and if it doesn't work, change your approach. It's so basic, but it makes so much sense.
Yeah, and then he also talked about my favorite story of the whole seminar, which was about Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
And that inspired me so much.
That was amazing.
I don't know, maybe someone already knows the background story of Sylvester Stallone.
Probably.
But I mean, everyone knows him from Rocky.
Yeah.
which are just classic movies. And he told us the story of how Sylvester Stallone made his way to success. So he always wanted to act. I feel like he probably had like a rough upcoming or something, or didn't have a lot of money. And he wrote, I feel like he was like in a library or somewhere, or in a bar. I don't remember, but somewhere where he had like a TV screen. And he saw like a boxing game. So he watched like this boxing game of, I don't know who, I don't remember the names. But he was so inspired by that game that he wrote the screenplay for Rocky in like
3 days.
1, 2, 3 days?
In 3 days, I think.
Yeah.
And he has never written a script before. And where did he go to? Not like publishers, but like
movie companies?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And he wanted to sell a script, but only if he got to act as the lead character. As Rocky. And the company didn't want that. They just wanted to buy the script because they already had someone in mind to play Rocky. And no matter how much money they offered him, he just took his script and went out again and didn't sell his script without playing Rocky. And like when I heard the story, I was like, the first time they offered him money, I would have just sold it if I was in his place. Like he was so at rock bottom that he already sold his dog. And like if I'm at that point, I'm selling my script for whatever. But like he had a vision and he knew he needed to play Rocky. And then a bit later, the company actually accepted and took him as Rocky. And we all know what happened next. The movie is like one of the best movies ever produced. Like it's a lot of people's favorites. We know that there's a statue of Rocky at the stairs where he ran up. I think the movie has like multiple Oscars. Yeah, that story is like so inspiring, especially because he never wrote a script before and he did it in like 3 days and it was such a huge success.
Yeah.
And like the fact that he didn't sell it at the first opportunity, but like he stood his ground and said, if I'm not going to play Rocky, you're not getting my script. That's such a power move.
Yeah, he trusted his intuition and he trusted himself and also his vision that he had for his life.
Yeah.
And look where it got him.
What Joseph also said was he used a metaphor from like car crashes and something, why most people hit the telephone pole when they're driving on a road and there are telephone poles. They're always driving in the telephone poles, even though there's a lot of space between there. And my critical thinking mind was like, yeah, because you're only, I don't know, drifting off for a few degrees, so of course you're going to hit it eventually. But what he said was because they looked at it. And I was like, yeah, that also makes sense. If you're looking at the target, you're going to drive there instead of driving in the free space. Because I think most people are going to look at the telephone pole they don't want to drive into instead of the space between the poles where they want to end up. And if you're just setting a target by looking at it, you're telling your body to go there. And that's also with like your goals and all of that. So if there is something you don't want, don't look at it, don't interact with it, don't engage with it mentally, physically, whatever. Just don't give your focus to it, because where focus goes, energy flows.
Yeah.
And instead look at where you want to go. Then one of the most important things of day 2, which was like one of the most important things of the event as well, was the driving force and the science of momentum. Because what they said is that most people fail to achieve their goals in life for one simple reason: they never take the first steps. And they gave us 5 steps to tap into the power of momentum. And human momentum is basically just forward motion with emotion.
So the first step is that you have to put yourself in a peak state for peak performance. And that's why we always stand up and dance and shake our bodies out, so that you get yourself back to like a good state. Because oftentimes when you sit like in a chair, your shoulders are like down, your head is down, you don't really feel motivated as well.
Yeah. And one thing that Joseph said, which we already know, but the way he just did it was amazing. Like he was like, there's one thing you can do to instantly change your state. And he was like, don't do it at home, something like that. And he was like, just go like this, smile. Just he was so amazing. It was so fun. But yeah, it's true. If you just smile, you're telling your body that you're happy. And it already changes your state. And I think we already said on the podcast that the viewers are supposed to smile. But smiling is such a powerful little tip that I think everyone should know. Just smiling can help you change your state.
And that's why everyone who's listening to it has to smile. Yeah. From now on until the end of the episode.
It's going to hurt.
Start now.
Okay. Then there's step 2, find your passion. And we already did that on day 2, which was like all of the exercises. Like for us, it's like film, storytelling, art, cinematography. You're probably like writing,
podcasting.
Yeah. So just find out, what do you love? What do you hate? What are you passionate about? What do you really want? And what really drives you in life?
Step 3 is decide, commit, and resolve.
And you have to have momentum before you make a decision, which is something that we already learned in the Summit event as well, I think. Make a decision while you're in the state.
Yeah.
So I think that's already where a lot of people struggled with when they make decisions and set goals. The first step, like peak state in something, I've never done that.
I feel like most people don't do it. So you start at step 4, which we will talk about in a few seconds. You start with step 4 with taking action, but you don't get yourself into a peak state before.
Yeah.
And then you're wondering why you're not maybe getting the results that you want, or why you're not maybe your writing isn't as good as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even did all the steps before that, which are so important.
Yeah. So after you've gotten yourself into a peak state and found your passion and your why and decided, committed, and resolved, you have to take immediate, intelligent, consistent, and massive action. You need to get a plan and take action while you're in the state. That's like so important.
So while you're motivated and inspired, you have to do something, a little or big or whatever, but you have to do something, because when the motivation fades, then you probably won't be likely to start something or to take a big action.
And then last step is step 5. Be smart and be honest with yourself. What smart actually means is strategy, measure, access, reinforce, and take new action. So the strategy is just change it, reinforce it, and strengthen it. So the last step is strategy, which is probably something a lot of people don't know. Probably some people are going to start with strategy, but here it's the last step. Then measure more often. Measure what you're getting from your strategy. If you need to change it or something, assess whether it's giving you the emotional reward you want, reinforce what works, and take new action. And also praise yourself and give yourself a reward, like give yourself love and be proud that you tried and that you're working towards it.
Yeah, I think what's important is that whenever you do something for a longer period of time, that you maybe reflect if it worked or if it didn't work. So maybe if you do something a certain way and you keep doing it but you don't get the results that you want, then after some time you have to reflect and maybe change the approach.
Yeah, that's all it takes to get momentum. Just peak state, passion, deciding, committing, massive action, and then being honest with yourself and having a strategy is the last step.
So on the 3rd day, we tackled all limiting beliefs, and we did what Tony calls the Dickens process, where we had to write down 3 limiting beliefs that we have that are hindering us to go after our dreams.
What he also said is that change isn't a matter of ability, but of drive and will. And a belief is just an absolute certainty that something is real. So your limiting beliefs, you're just certain that they're real, even if they're not. And you can change them.
So when we wrote them down, we were supposed to also write down the negative consequences that we have already experienced as a result of this belief. So for example, if you're thinking, maybe something that I wrote down is that it's difficult to earn enough money for me as an artist. So then you have to write down what negative consequences have you already experienced, and also what kind of consequences will this limiting belief have for your future. Like what will your future look like if you were stuck with this limiting belief?
Yeah, and really go in depth with it.
Imagine will not be a great future, especially as an artist.
Yeah.
So then we had a funny exercise so that we could get these limiting beliefs out of our head.
Oh, actually, did you tell them why it was called the Dickens process?
No.
Okay, so I think most of the people here know who Charles Dickens was, because most of us are probably artists. But it's called the Dickens process because of, what's the story called?
The Christmas
Carol? Yeah, with Scrooge and the ghosts. Scrooge was like the Grinch in a way, and he had these scary 3 ghosts visit him and show him, I don't know, I can't really give the story.
3 ghosts from his past.
Yeah, but also his future, I guess, wasn't it like that? What the future could look like? No?
I feel like everyone knows the story, so we don't have
apparently I don't
to explain it. No.
Apparently I don't remember the story
just
correctly.
act as
but yeah,
everyone knows it.
It's inspired by what Scrooge is going through, and that's what Tony wanted us to go through as well, kinda. So yeah, how did he do it?
Yeah, so then we had this funny exercise. So how did we do it? Like, we had to stand up, and we had to do it in groups of 2 people. So if you didn't have someone with you, you would just look at someone on the screen, because you could see like the screens of all the other people that are attending. And then I believe we had to say our limiting belief.
It was so weird. And that kind of section of the Unleash the Power with Anni event was kind of like a fever dream to me because like we had this exercise where we had to stick up our finger in our nose because you had to make fun of it. You had to really make it seem like bullshit and really make it seem like it's just not
it's
true.
Just bullshit to think something like who would think something like
that. Yeah. And then we had to do it in one session like as a whiny child, like stomping your feet on the ground and doing like a whiny voice and all of that. And after that we had to come up with a new belief, which was the new belief is essentially like the opposite of what your limiting belief is, and most of the time the opposite is actually true. So when you think like you will fail, that's probably your limiting belief, and you will actually succeed if you just try. Or I don't know, I can't read my notes because my dog is laying on it. I'm sorry. Hi. And then once we had our new beliefs, we had to, in a whiny voice again, say our old belief and say, that's such BS. The truth is, and then we had to say our new belief, and we had to do this a lot of times, and then we had to say yes a lot of times and all of that. And I think as crazy as this method sounds, it actually did help. Like making fun of your old limiting beliefs and saying what the truth actually is was very powerful.
Yeah, that's why I said that the third day alone and this exercise alone was like worth all the money. Also doing it with like, I feel like there were like thousands, 10,000s of people attending this event, and seeing the people on the screen and doing it all together with Tony, that's also really, really powerful, because you're not just by yourself, you're doing it with so many other people who also want to work on their limiting beliefs.
And I think that's what I wanted from the whole event, like a method and doing it together with Tony. That's why we liked it probably that much, because I guess that the whole event was like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're out there struggling with limiting beliefs, I think doing this method can actually help. So just take your limiting belief, find out what it is, come up with what the opposite is, what the truth probably is, and make fun of your old belief and say that the truth is the other thing. And then accept it.
Yeah.
One last thing that I want to say about the last day is one quote from Trent, which was, "Stop sharing your dreams with non-dreamers." And I think everyone should just listen to that and do it like that. Like, don't share your dreams with people who won't get them, who won't support them just because they can't, because they're not dreamers.
Yeah, I take that advice very personally, because I had made a lot of experience with telling people my goals that are just not maybe on the same frequency as we are, that think that it's all BS and that you should just don't go after it and just do writing and filmmaking and everything as a hobby. But if you would listen to all of those people, then we wouldn't have all of those artists in the world right now. You have to just go after your dream and just talk to people who truly believe in you and who are maybe in the same industry and know what they're talking about.
Right. And then one thing that Tony shared with us that we want to share with you as well is his morning routine and what he told us to do every morning, which is priming. And priming is essentially like 3 or 4 steps, which starts with radically changing your state and physiology by doing explosive breaths. And they look kind of funny. You can watch a video on it. He has like a video or 2 on priming on his YouTube channel, but also it's on a website. You're supposed to think of 3 things that you're grateful for that already happened, and imagine them really like front seat, like you're experiencing them again. After that, you're supposed to imagine like a blue, white, or gold light coming into your head and through your body and into the earth and then back up again. And just imagine that this light heals every cell and every emotion. And the last step is to think of 3 things you're going to create and envision yourself the result. So essentially visualizing 3 things you want to achieve. And I think priming is actually a good step that you can include into your morning routine, because it sets you up for success in the morning, because you're already thinking of something you're grateful for. And gratitude is a great start into the day, because you can't be grateful and fearful or angry at the same time.
Yeah, and it's also a good way to directly improve your mindset, so that you have like a positive mindset whenever you go tackle your goals, or maybe you have to go to work or something. And it also reduces stress, and it just sets the tone for the day.
Yeah, I think practicing gratitude already makes happy, because you're grateful.
Yeah.
And you're grateful for what you have, and you're grateful for what's to come, because if you're also in a manifestation bubble, you already know that everything you want, you already have. And so just knowing that what you envision for the future and what you're going to achieve, that's already your life. Like it makes you happy and grateful for everything you had and everything that's to come, and it also makes you want to work on it. So if you just start thinking about what you want to achieve, I think you're more likely to go after it that day than if you're not thinking about it, because then you're just like, I can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, and priming is the exercise was just like 10 to 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
And you already did, if you did priming, you already did like your gratitude exercise, you meditated, you visualized, you gave yourself like this healing light, and you also sent it to other people. Like you blessed other people, which is also good. So you already have like all these exercises in one exercise at just like 10 to 15 minutes long. That's why it's so good to do it each morning, and that's why Tony does it each day.
So why is the morning routine actually helpful and important?
Yeah, so like we said with priming, it sets the tone for the entire day.
Yeah.
If you wake up without a morning routine, and the morning routine doesn't have to be something that's very long, like a morning routine can be like 5 minutes long. But if you don't have like any routine, then you would probably just wake up, just get up, brush your teeth, go to work, without even like setting an intention for the day, or maybe taking like 2 minutes for yourself to even just maybe make yourself like a nice cup of tea, or listen to a song, or without doing anything. Like you just go into this autopilot mode, like directly after waking up, and maybe you even like grab your phone first thing, or maybe you watch the news first thing in the morning. And then that also sets the tone for your day, which is oftentimes negative.
So just waking up, brushing my teeth, and doing my makeup is not a good morning routine?
I mean, you can listen to some meditative music while you're doing it, or I don't know, something like that. Then it's a good morning routine.
So a good morning routine includes like some spiritual work as well, like something that's like about your mood or your physiology, you think?
Yeah, I think it doesn't have to be spiritual for everyone. I think it's good to have like a morning moment, which is something I learned in the Wellness Cafe podcast. I think that's where she talks about it all the time. To have like a morning moment, which can be like which is something that you look forward to, like at night before you go to bed. Like maybe making yourself like a nice cup of matcha, or I don't know, having like this whole routine of meditating and visualizing, like just something that you look forward to. And it can be like the smallest thing, like making yourself coffee, or eating, I don't know, like a sandwich for breakfast that you really like just something that you look forward to when you wake up, so you're not in bed and you're like, oh, I don't want to get up.
Yeah. So what's your morning routine?
So for me, my morning routine doesn't start in the morning. It starts the night before.
So a night routine?
Yeah. So the night routine is actually also important for your morning routine. But what I do is just like doing small things that will help me in the morning. So I always like pick out my clothes like the night before, so that I don't like waste my energy in the morning and be like, okay, what am I going to wear? Because oftentimes you don't have a lot of time in the morning and you're kind of rushed, and then you don't have to think so much because you already know what you're going to wear. And also if you know that you want to work out, then I already pick up my workout clothes and put them right next to the bed, so I don't have like an excuse in the morning to be like, oh, let me just do it later or something, because you already have them next to your bed, and that's the first thing that you're seeing when you wake up, and then you can't forget to work out. Like doing small things like that really help you.
And then in the morning?
So what I do in the morning is I get up at 7 and I wake up a little bit earlier than I have to, so that I have enough time, so that I can do like the priming exercise, or so that I can meditate and I don't feel rushed, and I don't have an excuse to be like, oh, okay, no, I can't meditate because I don't have enough time. So I always have like a routine of meditating or doing the priming exercise. I oftentimes switch between like different meditations, or I don't do the priming exercise like every day, because if I do it every day, then it can really fast feel like a chore for me, and then I don't like doing it. And And then I don't feel like all the benefits of doing the priming exercise because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So that's why I maybe didn't do it this morning and did like a meditation instead. Because if I don't switch things up, then it feels like just like a task on a to-do list. And that's not like the point of a morning routine. It's not supposed to be like something you just take off. It's supposed to make you feel good. Do you do like a morning meditation or the priming exercise?
Not always, but I've gotten better at including it into my morning routine. But yeah, I've tried to include priming more and more into my morning routine, or just like, meditation is something that's good, or visualizing, but like visualizing is already in a priming, as well as meditating a little bit. So you get like a piece of everything in the priming exercise.
Yeah. Do you see benefits to it? Like,
yeah,
or a difference to when you do the priming exercise opposed to when you didn't do it, like in another day?
Yeah, I feel like it really sets the day off good. Like, you're a lot more calm, I think. It just reminds you of your goals also. And so on the days where I do the primary exercise, I feel like I'm more trying to get something out of the day. As opposed to when I don't do it.
Yeah. What I sometimes struggle with in the morning is getting up right away. So another thing that you could do is like, if you use your phone as your alarm clock, just put it like on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Because I always have my phone like next to me, which is probably really bad. Because then the first thing I do is grab my phone and turn off the alarm clock. But you kind of waste time just like laying there doing nothing. So that's also a good tip.
I mean, I can't give any tips on that. I'm so bad at this. And like, I know just putting your phone like a few meters away would already solve your problems, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm like a chronic snooze button hitter. I mean, there's also this method which is like counting down from 5. So as soon as your alarm clock goes off, you're just supposed to count down from 5, and then when you're at 0, stand up. Which is like, that worked for me for like 3 days until it didn't anymore, because I was like, what if I just don't count down? What if I just not do that? Yeah, well,
maybe I have to try it the next few days, because that would definitely help me.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a night owl, so I probably have worked until 3 a.m. So I guess I'm allowed to sleep a little longer.
Yeah, you can, but you can do your morning routine whenever you wake up.
Yeah, that's true.
So after meditating and priming, you can also, of course, maybe do some stretching or work out. I don't know, it depends on some people if you rather work out in the morning or evening. I oftentimes like doing it like right in the morning, because then I already did it and have more time the rest of the day and don't have to do it like in the evening when I want to like just relax and maybe watch a show or read. And I feel like also just like a little bit of exercise or going for a walk with the dog really helps you wake up.
Yeah, I think also just doing the exercises we did in the Tony event.
Yeah, do you mean like the exercises we did for our posture?
Yeah, I think they're like, 5 minutes or something, but they already help. And only doing that already helps, or like stretching or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like it's important to notice that the morning routine doesn't have to be like this 2-hour long thing that you oftentimes see on TikTok. Like, you always see like those girls that probably just work as an influencer, and of course they have time for that because that's their job to film that, and they have like this extensive morning routine with all of these products, and oftentimes you feel like, how can I include that into my life? Because most of us don't have an hour in the morning to do a morning routine, because we just don't have time for that.
No.
And the morning routine can be like 5 minutes long. I mean, your morning routine can be so perfect if you just like do like a few stretches, 1 minute of visualizing, 1 minute of meditating. That's already better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
Or maybe just putting your phone away so you don't like watch the news first thing after waking up, or your emails.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. It's like a negative morning routine, looking at the news first thing in the morning. So not the best way to start a day.
And also just to maybe feel a little bit more inspired while getting ready, you can always like listen to inspiring podcasts or YouTube videos, or put on your favorite music, because like listening to your favorite or uplifting music playlist also really helps to set the tone for your day. Because when I listen to like a sad music playlist or to like sad Taylor Swift songs, then I won't feel as inspired and motivated.
Thought you were going to say, and listen to your favorite podcast, The Diary of a Dreamer.
Yeah, I obviously said that. Like,
definitely.
Listen to The Diary of a Dreamer every day. That would help you so much.
Yeah.
Like, you have to include that into your morning routine. That's essential.
Yeah, every day, even though episodes are only coming out every 2 weeks. So
but you have to
repeat
listen to
the same. Yeah,
because as we know, repetition is key. Like, you have to start at the beginning and you have to do it every day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, maybe multiple times a day actually.
Yeah, like
in the morning, in the night.
Also like in your night routine.
Yeah,
but we will talk about
include
it
it in your midday routine as well, in your evening routine, in your 12 a.m. routine, whatever.
Yeah, that's essential if you want to reach your goals.
Yeah.
What also can really help in your morning routine is if you choose an intention for your day.
Yeah. Like what?
Like maybe just thinking about what you want to achieve that day. So maybe if you know that you have a lot of things on your to-do list, your intention can be that you will be calm no matter what, or that you feel relaxed no matter what, so that you don't get like into this stress state.
Yeah.
Or maybe something else, like just a little thing that you can focus on throughout the day. So I think if you want to have like an easy morning routine, because you just start setting up a morning routine, we would recommend just doing the priming exercise by Tony. You can look it up on YouTube. I think it's 10 to 15 minutes, which is, I think everyone has like 10 minutes in the morning, or you can just like set your alarm clock 10 minutes earlier. And then you can just do this exercise and see how it will benefit you, because I'm pretty sure it will help everyone.
Yeah.
And then you have like all the benefits already in it, like visualizing, meditating, gratitude. And I think that's like these 10 minutes are enough to have like a good morning routine and set you up for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think priming is a really good exercise to do, yeah.
Like, and all the other things that you can do are just add-ons, like working out, or I don't know, eating healthy and everything.
Yeah, eating healthy is just an add-on. Just do the priming and you're healthy enough.
But the most important thing is that you work on your mindset, and priming exercise is going to be so good for that.
Definitely, yeah. So we also have a diary prompt for you today, like always. And just journal about this. What does your ideal morning look like? Write about how you can create a morning routine that feels empowering and energizing. And what steps can you take tonight to prepare for a successful morning?
Yeah, so we hope that this episode was inspiring to you, and that you maybe got yourself some inspiration for how you can create your morning routine. I think it's important to notice once again that a morning routine doesn't have to be complicated. It's more important that you have like a 5-minute morning routine, but you stick to it. Like consistency is key, because then you will see results.
Yeah, definitely. Like consistency, repetition, it's always the most important thing. You don't have to do a lot, but the stuff that you should do them consistently.
Yeah, and if you have any further questions regarding like the Tony Robbins seminar, maybe you want to attend one in the future, you can always like drop a comment or email us.
And with that, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it very much. You can also subscribe on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever you listen to this podcast. And yeah, with that, it was today's episode. We hope you enjoyed, and don't forget,
never stop dreaming.